it is time for the last finishing touches and decorations of our self-portrait frame that we made last time. So I've got my self-portrait here, and I just found some odds and ends. I have got some beads here, some googly eyes, and some pipe cleaners, and some markers. And we are going to decorate this frame and make it look as amazing as our self-portrait that is on the inside. So the first thing we're going to do is use some markers to color our popsicle sticks. Now you could color them just a solid color, or you could do what I'm doing and kind of design some kind of pattern. I'm just doing these like V shapes on the tops and bottoms. And I'm gonna do whatever I do on the bottom, I think I'm gonna do on the top so it has some symmetry, and it's the same on both sides. All right, there's my top and my bottom patterns. Now let's add some different colors to the sides. How will you design your frame? Think about it while you're watching. All right, now I have designed the colors on my popsicle sticks themselves, and now I can make a handle to go on the top. So I can hang this somewhere, or it just kind of looks cool on the top. So you have this opening here that you can kind of glue these in here. I'm gonna kind of test it out, decide how it's gonna fit on here. And then either use like a hot glue gun or a lot of Elmer's glue and hold it down. I would count to 30. Make sure it really sticks. One thing you could do before you glue it down if you want is you can actually find some beads like I have here, and you can put them on your pipe cleaner to give it some pizzazz. I'm using colors I think might go well. Now that you have that, now we can glue it back on. Here we go, counting to 30 to make sure it really sticks. Now that I've got my handle done, I can add maybe something to the corners. Now I don't want to go crazy. I'm thinking I just need like 4, maybe 6 max beads or whatever I find laying around to just bedazzle my frame a little bit. Now, when we do things like add decorations like beads to our frame, we want to make sure our frame is balanced. Balance is a fancy art principle that makes sure that our artwork doesn't have way too much on one side or way too much on the other side, but is balanced so that your eye can relax as it's looking around the entire finished work of art. So it's not really just staring at one section that has a lot going on, but it can kind of float around and just kind of look at all of your little details. So for example, if I had like 20 beads on my frame, that would be very distracting to the rest of the work that I have already done on this self-portrait. So like I said, I found these really teeny tiny beads, so I'm going to use a couple of them. I have 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom. But I might just, in the future, if I had big ones, just do 1 on each corner. Another thing you can do if you have puffy paint is like paint that is thick and then you let it dry and it's 3D. You could draw some teeny tiny decorations, like really polka dots are the best thing to do with puffy paint. And the thing about puffy paint though is that you cannot touch it after you put it on. You have to let it dry. It is really fragile, and if you smear it, it kind of ruins what you have drawn on there. So I'm just going to do a couple little shapes, a couple polka dots, and then my frame is finished. Remember, we want to keep our work balanced and not allow it to distract us from the beautiful self-portrait on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and stop there so it doesn't become too much. Here is my self-portrait in a frame inspired by Frida Kahlo, and I hope you had so much fun making yours. I'll see you next time. Love, your cozy art teacher.